Am I the only one? I can't be the only one.
All right, welcome to Red, White, and True, episode number 2. I know it's been a long time coming. We were trying to get a couple more episodes done during the week. You know what? It is challenging to do videos in the middle of the week, especially when you're working and when you're going to school, right, Logan?
Right.
All right, so today, Saturday, June 24th. I know there's been lots of stuff in the news. You guys probably know, like, the latest stuff going on. We got Russia, right? And then I guess we got Russia, and then we also got news about Russia. So we're going to talk a lot about Russia in this show. We'd be like remiss if we didn't talk about the sub that kind of, there's a lot of conspiracies going around about that sub. So we'll touch, briefly on the sub. And then we have a couple interesting articles, like we call oddities, that we think that you guys might be interested in. But thanks again for watching our show. We ask that you like, comment, subscribe, and please share our video. We want to get this stuff out there. We want to get, obviously, get a larger audience. So if you guys share our videos out there, it'll help the algorithm, share it to other people, and we really appreciate that. And if you guys have any comments, good or bad, go ahead and drop them in there. And also, we're kind of new at this, so if you have any ideas for us, like when it comes to like streaming and doing videos, give us some helpful hints too. We're interested in learning how to do this better and put actually good content out there for you guys to absorb and to consume. So I guess with that, we will start our show. So the first article I want to start off with today is about the sub. I believe it was called the Titanic. You heard about that, right, Logan?
Yeah. It went missing in, was it the Atlantic Ocean? Or
right, it was in the Atlantic. I think it was going to see the Titanic. So I think this sub was called the Titan, but they were going to go down and this little couple person submersible, and that was actually controlled by like a video game joystick. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
So like the insides, it was like really weird. It had like a blanket and pillows on the bottom, and it didn't look very comfortable at all. So anyway, we have an article from CNN. We're gonna upload on there. It says June 22nd, missing Titanic sub crew killed after catastrophic implosion. So I'm not going to go a whole lot into the article, but I just wanted to say that we should be praying for their families of the people that were lost. I know this is probably like one of the worst things that a family could hear, and just thoughts and prayers with the families. And I know other channels have already covered this a lot, so I just wanted to have this be like the first article that we kind of covered. We're not going to do a whole lot about it, but I just want to say that our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the lost crew. So no easy way to segue from that, but we're going to go right into the most popular stuff going on right now, which is Russia. We already know that Putin has been fighting Ukraine now for months, maybe even a year. I don't even know how long it's been going on forever. But now there's like some type of coup going on, and there's like this mercenary army that's approaching Moscow and I guess trying to threaten Putin's leadership. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did. I think it's the leader of the Wagner forces is now trying to take over Moscow, it sounds like.
Yeah, there's this article on the Daily Mail, and it says, stay at home. Moscow mayor issues warning as Putin soldiers batten down the hatches and build defenses around the capital, with 5,000 Wagner mercenaries on the way, led by a sinister neo-Nazi commander hours after chilling threats. So I didn't even know about the Wagner group or about Yevgeny Prigozhin, and I might be pronouncing the name wrong. He's got like 25,000 mercenary soldiers for hire. And I guess what happened was some of his soldiers, like a couple thousand, I read somewhere that 2,000 of his soldiers were caught in like friendly fire and killed. And I guess Yevgeny Prigozhin doesn't see it as an accident, so he wants the defense minister, and I guess he's surrounding Moscow. So watch out. There's a lot. I mean, this is an unfolding fluid situation too. So did you hear anything else about that?
I did hear that their forces were only about 2 hours outside of Moscow. I think it was about noon today. They were about 2 hours outside of the city of Moscow.
Yeah, and on this Daily Mail article, it has a little video clip in there, and it has military vehicles on Moscow streets following, I guess, the news of what's happening. So I guess we'll see what happens in this situation, but it does not look good for Russia. It doesn't look good for Putin. I read somewhere too that Putin and some of his leaders had already left. Like, I don't know, left the country, but they definitely left Moscow. I guess they were heading for St. Petersburg, one of the articles I read. So I don't know if that's like him just being safe and cautious, but I don't know. Like, from what you hear, like, Putin's not afraid of anyone. So it's kind of weird that he's like running away with this Yevgeny Prigozhin guy coming after him.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be he did seem to be the fearless leader, and now it looks like he took, was it a private plane, or was it like an actual, like, 747 or a private plane? Do you know?
It was probably some military convoy, I would suspect.
Okay.
The other article we saw was on Yahoo News, and it says, Putin intimidates Ukraine and world with super heavy ICBMs again, promising to deploy them on combat duty. So Putin's, no stranger to threats. He's threatened nuclear bombs. He's threatened, harm to other countries that try to get involved in this. So this article starts off saying Russian dictator Vladimir Putin boasting of the latest weapons in the Russian armed forces during a meeting with military graduates. So I guess he wants to use his Sarmat launchers with a new super heavy intercontinental ballistic missile in combat duty. So we will see. All these military leaders always want to tout, I guess, who has the biggest missiles and biggest bombs, right? And who can do the biggest damage, right?
Yeah. Also, I thought it was funny in the article they called him a dictator of Russia and not the president.
I mean, he kind of is right now. I mean, if you're like going after other countries and trying to overtake them, you're kind of a dictator. And then, yeah. I mean, I've also heard too, like, he throws whoever he wants in jail too, right? So,
yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Sticking with Russia again. No surprise here. We have an article from The Insider. Russian attack helicopters showed up in force on the front lines and have been putting dents in Ukraine's armored assaults. Yeah, I wonder, like, when you read like Russian news and stuff, it always is like propagandized to where they're winning the war, and then when you read Ukraine news, it's like Ukraine's winning the war.
Yeah, I mean, with Russia being such a big country, so much bigger than Ukraine is, you would think that the Russian forces would have easily been able to defeat the Ukrainian military without it going on, what's it been, a year and a half, 2 years? I don't know how long it's been now. It's been forever. But, I mean, you would think that Ukraine would have been defeated by now if Russia really wanted to win the war.
Right. And then it makes sense that they're using air assault and stuff because, Ukraine doesn't have, as many resources as Russia has. So in this article, it talks about Russia changing the way it uses its aviation assets as Ukraine conducted offensive operations. It also goes on to say attack helicopters have been carrying out short-range operations close to the front lines. And then it concludes with, it says these activities are a detriment to the Ukrainian counteroffensive, but Kiev's forces appear to be adapting. So it seems like a nothing burger here, right? I mean, big what to do, right? Russia is using helicopters. Who doesn't use helicopters?
Right.
There are some cool pictures in this article though, so we'll get this uploaded too. I definitely want to show that Russian helicopter firing the missiles. That is a cool picture right there.
That is a cool picture. Yeah,
we'll get that in there.
Is that 2 helicopters or is that just one?
One.
Oh, it's just one. Okay.
Yeah, just one. All right. So our last article on Russia. I know during the week, if we get another show out, we'll probably still talk about Russia. We'll try to update some stuff. This last article is from the Daily Beast. We should probably get more articles from these guys. Maybe next time too, we'll get something from the Babylon Bee.
Yeah, we should do
so
that.
This Daily Beast, this is about Russia. It says Russian military brass begs Wagner fighters to surrender. Like, why would you beg mercenaries to surrender? If you are one of the leading, foremost, like, world powers, right? Like, I would say, USA, China, Russia, right?
Yeah.
Or USA, Russia, China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are the top 3 world powers, right? I mean, I don't know. There might be someone else there, but those are the top 3 that come to my mind.
Yeah.
Why would the Russian military beg the Wagner fighters to surrender? Like, wouldn't they just surround them with military force and demand them to surrender?
Well, I mean, they're mercenaries. They get paid to fight. I don't think they're going to surrender that easily. I mean, this is what they do.
Right, and I've heard, as the Wagner forces are approaching Moscow, that they're actually recruiting Russian military. I guess they're convincing them to fight on their side. So this 25,000 force might be growing, in fact.
Yeah. I mean, again, if Russia's military is, as large as, we've heard it is, then, I mean, you would think that, again, that Russia should easily be able to defeat these mercenaries, that only have 25,000 troops. But if the Russian military is beginning to join this mercenary group, then I think Russia might be in for some big changes.
Right. And there's a part in the article that we're going to upload that says our country's in the most difficult situation, referring to Russia, when the whole Western world has united against us. Imagine the joy with which those on the West will perceive what you are now trying to do in, I guess, saying the Wagner forces. It's like a knife in the back of the country and the president. And I guess that's how Russia sees it too. I guess that's how I would see it. Like, if America had mercenary soldiers and then our mercenary soldiers decided to fight against us, I think I would think it's a knife in the back too. But that's why you don't hire mercenary forces, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you have to use your own military. So, but I mean, mercenary forces and soldiers for hire is nothing new. Even going back in hundreds of years ago, was it the Hessians?
In the Revolutionary War, the British hired German mercenaries. They were called Hessians to fight the colonists. But it didn't turn out very well for them because obviously here we are, we won.
Yeah, maybe Putin should take note of that.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
All right, so we'll move on from Russia. We don't want to bore you guys too much. There's a lot of stuff going on with Russia. Keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you've got your go bags ready. And I mean by go bag, if you want, start off small. You can start off big, but start off small. At least get a backpack together with some water, some food, a knife, flashlight. You can't go wrong with bullets and beef jerky, okay? And make sure you have something to put those bullets in too, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yep. Get that go bag ready. What's the next article?
We got here, the gas stations will run out of fuel and prices will explode this summer as supplies collapse.
Tell me more.
Let's see here. We've got, it says, how would your budget be affected by a $2 increase in the cost of a gallon of gasoline? Well, that's a big increase. $2 per gallon. That's pretty big.
Well, I already think gas is too high right now.
It is. It's way too high.
I was actually surprised. I got at Sam's Club just under $3 today. I saw this T-shirt. Was it today or yesterday? I showed it to you.
It was today.
And it said, what did it say? Do you remember what it said?
I miss the cheap gas and the mean. The mean tweets.
Yeah. I miss the cheap gas and mean tweets. So, I mean, that goes along with this article. Yeah, definitely. Like, wouldn't you guys appreciate some cheap gas and some mean tweets? I mean, it's better than what we have now. I mean, what we have now is expensive gas and, I don't know.
Incompetency?
Well, I was thinking like maybe like tripping, but not that kind of tripping. So yeah, he's a trip. Yeah, gas is going up. I mean, what else isn't going up, right? Like gas is going up, groceries are going up, the cost of living is going up, rent's going up, insurance is going up,
interest rates,
and people's salaries and hourly wages are going down, right? So your expenses are going up, stock market's going down. It's just not the state of affairs of our economy it's not going well. We got turmoil all around us. We got wars, we got insurrections, we got coups in Russia, we got stuff going on in Korea right now too. There's so much stuff, and then we've got digital currency about to happen. You know, we have all this like turmoil with crypto and all that kind of stuff.
That's in just like a week or two. They're supposed to launch that, right? The federal digital.
I think July 1st.
Yeah.
So just be careful, like when you guys are watching stuff like this, like when we're all focused on submarines sinking and we're focused on other countries having coups, and then we're looking up into space and looking at stars and planets and rockets. You know, what's happening in your own backyard? You know, we got to make sure that we're always looking at what's happening in our backyard, because sometimes I think they want us to look left, they want us to look right, but they don't want us to look straight ahead at what's going on. So we need to be discerning in what we're watching and what's going on around us. Our country's not always for us. So especially when you got career politicians out there, they're not really in it for the small guy. They're in it for the big guy, if you know what I mean. All right, well, I've got a little show notes that I wanted to kind of like read. I guess it's like spoken word. I really don't rap, or I mean, I do try, but if I try to do it right now, you know, you guys would not watch us anymore. So we want to gain an audience, not lose an audience. So I quickly wrote this, and sometimes I can barely read my own handwriting, so bear with me. Are we ready? Mm-hmm. All right, so this is the end of show notes. Here we go. We didn't start the fire. It's been Biden since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. It's been Biden tripping over sandbags, saying God save the Queen. The stock market's crashing and gas prices are outrageous. Can't buy enough groceries, as seen on TV. The job market is in peril, and the dollar is worth about zero. The Saudis control the oil, and Biden left Afghanistan in turmoil. We didn't start the fire. It's been Biden since the world's been turning. With pride causing a divide, and subs sinking like the Titanic in the Atlantic, is it any wonder we can't get the truth in? And what's happening in Ukraine and with Putin? We didn't start the fire. It's been Biden since the world's been turning. The DOJ, FBI, CIA are controlled by the Dems. And I'm at a loss of words. Is it he or is it them? The schools are under attack. The news is pushing white versus black. Sing it with me now. We didn't start the fire. It's been Biden since the world's been turning. And that is the end of show notes.
Wow, I think that really speaks to the situation that we're in.
Yeah, and I can't promise I'll have one of those every show, but I will do my best. So, any other thoughts tonight?
I think that's about it. I think that everything we've covered today and that ending there, just sums it all up.
Yep. So, anyways, until next time, we will see you guys again with more of Red, White, and True.
Oh, now I gotta go edit this.
With the lives they gave, God bless the USA.